Stop the world. I want to get off. I remember when this was a popular saying, at least amongst my friends group, but that was way back when I was young, and I think it's more true now than it's ever been, than it was then. Stop the world, I want to get off. The feeling that you no longer want to be part of the larger society, or play the game that humans have created, where a very small group has rigged the entire system so that they always win and everyone else always loses. It's only a tiny bit every day, but little by little until they own everything and we own nothing. And every day I wonder why people keep playing this game. I mean, you have better odds in a casino these days than you do playing this game of society. And I do see some wins in this world for the middle class and the rest of us, but honestly, it's only when we stop playing their game and simply start playing our own. Although I have to admit, it's getting harder and harder to do this. I mean, the globalists control the entire system, and every single rule is being rewritten to consolidate their power and their control. I mean, I left the game over a decade ago because, I didn't like how rigged it was back then. And I mean, the price of houses in Canadian cities, they completely disconnected from reality. And for me, that was a giant flashing warning sign, but one that was completely ignored by our own society. People lucky enough to have already gotten on that property ownership train, they did very well, while the rest of society was left behind, and between ridiculous rents and a massive homeless population, on the average small home prices that are still over $1 million in the major cities. It should be obvious why a housing bubble was even it was good for a few people. It was bad for society, and even people that thought they had won, they owned a home and it skyrocketed and made them fairly wealthy. Well, they have to live in the same disintegrating society along with the rest of us. And with the state of property rights in British Columbia, where hundreds of thousands of people now have no idea if fee simple property titles still mean anything at all. I mean, is your ownership at the top of the list or the bottom now? It's all up in the air, isn't it? And it's not just a problem for BC. It's a problem that's quickly spreading across the rest of Canada. And the people that are stuck in BC right now with this situation, they don't even know if they can still sell or remortgage their homes. What the actual value is. When the next potential owner has no idea of what's going to happen with all of this, the political landscape, the value of the house itself. Can the buyer even get a mortgage on these places these days? And so it goes on and on and on from here. Government's raising taxes while citizens are at their most vulnerable. Corporations are changing their business models from selling you stuff to only renting it to you. Everything from Alexa to your fridge to the GPS in your car has to stay connected or it doesn't work anymore. And while it is connected, it's gathering as much information as it possibly can about you Well, it's sending it all back to the same people who keep changing the rules of the game in the first place. The ones that are rigging the system. And, and when the same people that own that controlled system also control the media. And I mean, with a direct control over the mainstream, from global to CTV to CBC. I mean, our tax dollars pay for these entities to be used against us. And, wow. And to try to convince us to all keep playing this rigged game anyway. When the AI algorithms start choosing what you get to watch, and platforms like Facebook or YouTube are becoming more evil by the day, it's getting harder and harder to just walk away from all this, to stop playing. And these days, even if you've left the game, the game has come looking for you, demanding you play, trying to force you back into it. The game itself and the masters that, have taken it over, they know that without you and me, there is no game. And even if they won't admit it, they're terrified. They're terrified that we're just going to stop playing their rigged game altogether. They're terrified that we might figure this all out and realize how unequal the entire system is. We might even realize we don't have to play their game at all. We don't have to use their board. We don't have to use their playing pieces. And we don't have to go by their rules. Society, our world has every possibility and every capability of taking the entire corrupt rigged game and just refusing to play, while simultaneously creating a new board with new playing pieces and rules that are just, rules that are fair to everyone, an even playing field where everyone has a chance. Poor, middle class, rich. For the majority of my life, Canada has been a great place to live, for all the classes and for all its people. Because there was no special rules for special groups, period. There was no rules that gave specific people or parties or entities extraordinary powers. The Prime Minister was just supposed to do his job, not change our system. We need a place where monopolies are broken up and corporations can't be more powerful than countries. And more importantly than all of that is a country where rich people are put in prison for committing crimes. Or maybe we stop looking at society as a game at all. Or as a rat race. Maybe we should just look at it as an ecosystem. And if that ecosystem is healthy, then we can all thrive. So far, I don't think I've made a dent in changing much of anything. Except maybe myself. I know I personally don't accept the game they've created. And as much as it keeps trying to pull me back in, I'm not going to play by their rules. And I'm going to continue to push back against this corruption and this system that only benefits them. And as little as that matters to the world at the moment, as much as I'm not making a dent in anything on my own, this isn't just my responsibility after all. And every single person that pushes back, that speaks out, that decides they want to help create a better society, that if they're helping out, and no matter how small a way, it matters. It does make a difference. the elites wouldn't be pushing their game so hard and forcing us into it. Well, if it was a game worth playing in the first place. And as much as saying, well, stop the world, I want to get off, is, well, I guess is mildly humorous and does make you feel better for a few seconds. The world's not going to stop, so we might as well just try to make it a better place.